As children, we learn about Black History Month. Our teachers take the time to show us that African Americans played a very big role in this country. But somewhere between school and adulthood, most of us forget what we were taught. Every day we are surrounded by things that we might not have if it wasn't for these people. Take the light bulb, for instance. Who invented it? Thomas Edison might be the name that comes to mind. But if it was not for Louis Latimer, the light bulb might never have been invented, or at least not the light bulb we know today. Latimer devised a way of encasing the filament with a cardboard envelope which prevented the carbon from breaking, and thereby provided a much longer life to the bulb, and hence made the bulbs less expensive and more efficient. Then there was a man named George Washington Carver. He invented over 300 things to do with peanuts. But one thing I did not know about this great American is that he was offered a job paying $100,000 a year. That would equal to $1 million a year now, but turned it down because he wanted to live his life making a change in agriculture without having to be paid for it. Harriet Tubman, does that name ring a bell? She was a leader of the Underground Railroad. She was known as the engineer who never lost a passenger. She helped lead hundreds of slaves to freedom during the Civil War. After freeing herself from slavery, Harriet Tubman returned to Maryland to rescue other members of her family. In all, she is believed to have conducted approximately 300 people to freedom to the north. The tales of her exploits reveal her highly spirited nature, as well as a grim determination to protect her charges and those who aided them. She always expressed confidence that God would aid her efforts and threatened to shoot any of her chargers who thought to turn back. It was her and others like her that came up with songs to lead slaves to safety. The song you're listening to now is one of them. One of my favorite things learning about Black History Month in school is the Tuskegee Airmen. I'll never forget the day that a group of them, the original Tuskegee Airmen, came into my classroom to speak to us about the things that they went through, their trials and tribulations of becoming an airman in the Air National Guard, or U.S. Air Force, what it is now. A group of men who wanted nothing more in life than to fly a fighter plane in World War II. Tuskegee Airmen were dedicated, determined young men who enlisted to become America's first black military airmen. At a time where there were many people who thought that black men lacked the intelligence, skill, courage, and patriotism. They came from every section of the country, with large numbers coming from New York, Washington, LA, Chicago, Philadelphia, and Detroit. Each one possessed a strong personal desire to serve in the United States of America at the best of his ability. Those who possessed the physical and mental qualifications were accepted as aviation cadets, to be trained initially as single-engine pilots and later to twin-engine pilots, navigators, or bombardiers. Most were college graduates or undergraduates. Others demonstrated their academic qualifications through comprehensive entrance examinations. The black airmen became single-engine or multi-engine pilots or trained at Tuskegee Air Force Base in Tuskegee, Alabama. Thank you for taking the time to watch this. And I really hope that you go research and find out some more. Things that you use on a daily basis that we take for granted might not exist if it wasn't for these great people.